At our mother's funeral, I lost Sadie. One moment she was beside me, shaking hands with strangers who had come to tell us how sorry they were and wax poetic about our mother's appetite for life. The next, she was gone. Sadie was like that, in perpetual motion. It never bothered me until that moment, because she hadn't been my responsibility before. But in that cathedral my mother would have detested with all those people who didn't really know us, I suddenly realized that I was the only person Sadie had left. I endured several endless moments in a silent panic, until her shoe struck me on the top of my head. I looked up and found her sitting on one of the oak rafters, 30 feet above the crowd of mourners, swinging her legs back and forth like a child on a park bench. I said nothing. I wasn't about to climb up there, and besides, it would have been no use. Sadie didn't march to her own drummer. She was a regular one-girl Mannheim steamroller, and she wouldn't come down until she was good and ready, or she became so exhausted she lost consciousness and fell. Until then, all I could do was return to the awkward handshakes and hugs and worries. That was 12 years ago. I'm 30 now, all grown up and a world-class professional worrier. I don't mind. Not really. For all her antics, Sadie is like the sun, warm and bright and singular. Anxiety is simply the price I pay to orbit around someone like her. Someone amazing, who is constantly running off to climb some untamed mountain or photograph a never-before-seen tribe in a remote jungle. She feeds off adventure. I prefer fingernails, nibbling mine down to the quick while I wait for her to come back. Without her, I slog away the days, writing single-line advertising slogans for pet food companies and organic tampons all week. At night, I come home to our empty house and eat salad alone at the kitchen table. Then I watch reruns until I fall asleep on the couch. Don't get me wrong, being Sadie's sister has its upsides, like her sharp wit, her unconditional love, and that wonderful balloon feeling I get in my chest when I know her plane has landed back here in Chattanooga and I could just float away or burst from relief. It's why I always pick her up at the airport, despite her protests. I crave that moment, the one where Sadie's searchlight smile shines through the crowd and finds me. I never go anywhere, but in that moment, it's like I've come home instead of her. And she has no idea. She's too busy trying to keep those unruly blonde curls of hers out of her face as she practically dances her way toward the baggage claim to notice. I lived for that high, and I needed a fix now. Sadie'd been in China for 3 months. Actually, 92 days, 17 hours, and 41 minutes, according to my watch. And I had lost my cuticles and much of my will to live. I'd gotten to the airport earlier than usual, a good 40 minutes before her flight was due to arrive, but now an hour had passed and the digital display over the baggage claim showed her flight number. People filtered past me, picked up luggage from the conveyor belt, but Sadie didn't appear. I half expected her to put her hands over my eyes and pretend to be some sort of intriguing stranger, like she sometimes had done when I was in college and studying at the library. I checked my phone for the 800th time. Too busy sexting to notice your own sister? Sadie. I wrapped my arms around her. Hey, wild one. I was worried you were never going to get here. You? Worried? I can't believe it. She batted her eyelashes at me. You, of all people, should know I love a dramatic entrance. Too bad you spoiled the whole thing by staring at your phone. I drew in a relieved breath. Sadie sounded like Sadie. A little hoarse from the dry air on the plane, maybe, but her sense of humor was intact. I stepped back and looked at her. She'd felt strange in my arms, like part of her was still on the plane, and now I saw why. She was thinner. Her usually cherubic face looked drawn. Jesus, Sadie, did you not eat or sleep in China? You look like shit. Wow, thanks, Marin. You're so kind. You look fantastic too, by the way. She snatched up one of my hands and examined it. I love this new manicure you're rocking. What's it called? The anxious gnaw? I reclaimed my hand. Point taken. I thought you were going to some sacred temple to take pictures of monks. What was it called again? Guangzhou Fuda. Right, that was it. I guess I just didn't realize you'd be roughing it this trip. That's one way of putting it. You can tell me more about it later. Let's grab your bag and get you home. Nothing a nap and a good meal won't fix, right? Sadie gave me a tight-lipped smile and nodded. Right.